Welcome back, everybody. That's Midway Radio is back. It's your boy Carlos Gomez, and this week we're going to be talking to Tamper. Everybody, Al Tamper's in the house.
Yeah. Wow, production value just went way up.
I'm telling you. We got to show off. You know, Al's very active in the what you call the social medias. And so we had to make sure that Tamper was set up properly.
Dude, that's great. I literally introduce myself to people and like have to say, don't sing the song just so we can keep moving on to what we were talking about. So it's funny that you just like knew that. Like you're good, CG. I got you, man.
Was he?
Like, that was a pro move.
I was doing it, and I was getting the song and everything together, and I was like, I wonder how many millions of times he's heard this joke.
Right.
But we have to stay consistent. We want you to feel like family.
Sweet. No one in my family knows it, but like apparently the rest of the world knows it. Crazy.
Well, now they do.
I got Fat Albert and Albert Einstein, stuff like that, but when I became an adult, it seemed like everyone north side of the zero mark of the north side of Madison, let's put it that way, brings that song up. When I say, hey, my name's Al, they're like, oh, you mean like no, don't sing the song. We got stuff to
do. Speaking of family, that's Barb. Barb Kalicki is here.
Hello.
You
know, I also have a name that I have a song for.
I sang it earlier today, and I got a dirty look.
That's not the song
snap.
I was named after. I was named after Barbara Ann by the Beach Boys. So older people, better. When they meet me, are always like, "Oh, like Barbara Ann, ba ba ba." I'm like, no, please stop.
You're like, it only works if you have at least 3 other people backing you up.
Yes, it needs to be a cappella, okay?
Oh, DJ Risky Business.
Yeah, that's me. And I don't have any crazy stories other than I was named after a Tom Cruise movie about 7 years before it came out.
Okay.
I came the day I was brought home from the hospital.
Easy.
My
This
mother
is a family
said,
show, son.
No, I'm saying the day I was brought home, my mother said, I dubbed thee Risky.
She did.
I don't even know anymore.
I don't either. Oh,
Don't try to figure it out.
Ryan Brockmeyer.
Do I get the
That's Ryan's theme song.
Dude, I thought I got a text message for a second. I did. That's my text noise. I was like, I almost grabbed the phone. I was going to screw this all up.
Oh, hey, this guy.
Hey, DJ Sean Doe is back.
Peace. What up?
Hey, welcome back, bro.
Hey, thank you. You know, internet problems and all that.
Well,
I woke up to go give me a cold pop.
unfortunately, that's part of
Wait, what?
your show.
Wait, the cold pop? Wait, what?
I woke up to go give me a cold pop.
Oh, this show's fun already.
Wow.
Welcome, everybody.
Carlos
How's it going? We got Mr. Al. I was looking forward to this show because Al. I follow Al on all the medias, and he just seems to be just out doing his thing and raising a ruckus and such. So I was looking forward to this show. But before we get into ruckus raising, do we have any updates for the peoples?
Not too many updates. The one thing that I want to mention though is that Midway is going to be part of the Global Mix, which is Mary Datcher's music and film forum. This is the 11th year for it, and it's going to be this weekend. So it goes Friday night, Saturday, and Sunday. Twista is going to be given the keynote address for that, and it's going to be held at the Illinois Institute of Art in Chicago downtown. And you can go to Global Mix. That's Mix with 2 X's. GlobalMixMusic.com to get more information on how to go to that. But we're gonna have a Midway panel there with I believe everybody is confirmed with Ange 13, Trickster, Risky, and myself. Cold Heart from Crucial Conflict. I believe First Lady is also going to be on the panel. So yeah, we're going to be talking Chicago hip hop and Midway and what we're doing that and why we're doing it and all that fun stuff. So yeah, that's this weekend. The Midway our specific panel is Sunday. So Sunday at 3:00, I believe. So
for those folks that aren't 100% sure of what this Global Mix thing is, what is that all about?
Man, so Mary started this. Like I said, this is the 11th year, started by Mary Datcher. And if people don't know who she is, I suggest you get up on your Chicago hip hop a little bit.
Shots fired.
Busting balls, shots fired.
No, it's a kind of it's a mix of a bunch of things. There's workshops, there's people there. You know, it's for up and coming, you know, filmmakers and music people, and it's you know, it's all about film and music, and you know, people are showcasing their work, and it's you know, it's just a cool little event. And like I said, she's been doing it for 11 years now, and yeah, I mean, it's kind of an industry mixer type thing. So if this is something, you know, especially if you're younger and you want to learn a little bit more about filmmaking or about music production and all that kind of stuff, you know, it's definitely geared towards you, not necessarily the general public. There's not really like performances or anything like that, but yeah, globalmixxmusic.com is where you can check that out.
The second X is for fun.
Yes. I haven't seen the agenda yet, so I can't specifically say what that fun is, but I'm sure it's, yeah. Anyway, so that's the main thing. The other thing that we've been working on here is kind of behind the scenes. So as you know, as everybody knows, you know, we've been working on this project for a good 3.5 years now, and everything has been completely funded out of the pockets of myself and everybody else that you see here on the team. And you know, we're working towards different grants and different, you know, and other things, sponsorships and stuff like that you can get for projects like this. But of course, you know, it takes time to get all that stuff together. It takes time to hear back from people. It's just a really, really long process and can get really, really tedious. So in the meantime, we're gonna try to reach back out to the public and try to do another crowdfunding thing to help us along. And for those of you who remember, we tried to do a Seed and Spark campaign last year, and we unfortunately did not make that goal, so we weren't able to keep anything. So for those of you who donated, I appreciate that, but we weren't able to actually to keep that and use that. So we're trying a new platform, which we've kind of been on for a minute, but we're completely retooling it, which is Patreon. And Patreon, Patreon.com. And
people are like, Patreon what?
So Patreon is another crowdfunding platform. It's like a Kickstarter, it's like a GoFundMe, any of that kind of stuff. The only difference is that instead of giving a one-time fee or a one-time payment for something that to get later on, like when goals are met or when the thing is funded or that kind of stuff, it's a smaller monthly donation. So it's like instead of, you know, giving us $20 or $50, it's, you know, you can give us 3 or 5 or 10 or $20 a month, and then you get access to a lot of different exclusive content as we're creating it. So you're not waiting until like the very end to get some of this stuff, which is cool. We're going to put up some video clips, some exclusive answers that we're not going to be able to put in the documentary or in the archive and that kind of stuff. Blog posts from all of us. There's a lot of different things up there. So I'm going to make the official announcement in the morning, but you can go on. You can go over there right now if you're watching. We got some of it set up already, but got to finish up a few things, and that's patreon.com/midwaydoc. And that's my my little spiel.
That's that.
That is that. We also have some Midway merchandise.
Let me jump in real quick.
Yeah.
Before we move too far away from the Patreon thing. You talk about it on the video, but what we're able to do with this Patreon thing, since it's a monthly thing, we're able to create these smaller little video clips and recording different behind the scenes type of stuff. So if it interests you, what we're doing behind the scenes when you don't see us on this podcast or when you don't see us out and about, that's what we're going to be able to do. We'll be able to bring you guys in with us so you guys can see a little bit more of what goes down when you're trying to make a documentary. And again, we're trying to grow the what's the word I'm looking for? The community.
Mm-hmm.
So we're trying to bring you guys with us. It's not a Midway documentary thing. It's a Chicago hip hop community thing. So that's what we're trying to do with this Patreon thing.
For sure. And you know, one of the things that we talked about in the video that we're posting later tonight, is that a lot of the little things add up. There's it's like to work on this, we're not just doing it night and weekends. That's what I think, it takes a while to put together a production like this, even when you have a full crew, and we've got like 8 full-time people that are working on this thing. And so it's a small group, and to get accomplished, to get as much done as we have in that amount of time, I think is very commendable to the entire group for our commitment to everything. But, all the little stuff adds up, man. It adds up fast.
Ryan, and you had mentioned, we talked about this a little bit, and you had mentioned, like, if however many people just gave whatever, I think you'd said a certain number, and a certain number of people, we would be completely, like, they would be funding us in a big way.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't remember the numbers you said, so I don't want to, say it. Correct numbers.
Yeah, I mean, we're not, unfortunately, not going to get the entire project funded like this. I hope if we do,
that'd be great.
That'd be amazing. We're not necessarily looking for that. We're looking for help, for daily help for this kind of stuff, because everything adds up from the web hosting to storing the files to, we have to drive and park places for interviews and stuff like that, and all that stuff really adds up. We've done 209 interviews, I think, and we've talked to a total of like 340 some people when you add in all the groups and everything like that, man. So getting all them people to to help out a little bit and to reach out to their fans and everything like that, man, this would mean a whole lot for what we're trying to do. So check it out and let us know. There's cool things like you can interact. We're gonna do a once a month thing where you can get on live with us like this. It's not going to be a Midway radio show, but you can get live with us to ask us any questions about the project or anything that you want. Like Carlos said, it's going to be kind of a peek behind the curtain, a behind the scenes type thing, as we go about continuing and finishing this project. And it's.
And I might be out of bounds. I might be out of bounds by saying this, but I don't think that I am. If you guys are on Patreon and there's some things that you might want to see that we can maybe work into the different pledge amounts, let us know. We're here. We want to. There's things that we need to spend money on that we need help with, but we also want to bring you. I keep saying this, bring you along. So we want to, I guess, give you your money's worth, make you feel like you're getting the proper exposure, I guess, to the project.
For sure. And this is, this is absolutely nothing to make the team rich. This is, this is not about us making money. This is about us able to continue the project at the level that we've been doing it at, and the level that everybody's accustomed to. So, all that stuff kind of helps out. And it gets into to somebody like Al here, man. You've been one of our best supporters on things, whether it's having us on Hip Hop 101 or just sharing stuff, man, and we appreciate that. You being in the creative field for a long time, have you ever worked on any projects, maybe not of this scale, but like bigger ones where you kind of had to worry about a budget and raising some money and stuff like that?
I mean, my first big thing that I ever performed was Good Vibes, which was like a teen prevention theater. All we did was try to get money from people who liked what our mission was. And then again with Culture Shock, again, we're in a group of people who were about community service first, and then we just happen to be Ill Ass Dancers second.
Let me interrupt you real quick. You said Good Vibes. Do you know Mike Chubb?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. That's my brother, dude. Because when we were both in Chicago, he was always talking about, I got to go do Good Vibes and all this stuff. So when you said it, I was like, whoa, hey, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. I don't know him that well, but I've seen him. Van used to bring people back to like, just be like, hey man, I got people here, you should check them out. And I was like the younger new dude in there, so I was like, we need you to meet this guy. This the guy I was talking about who can like break dance and like apparently does poetry too, but
I don't know about dancing, but he does do poetry.
They bring us in there like you got to sing and dance and act, and and I skateboard. But yeah, it's that group met a lot of people. It was crazy.
That's crazy.
That's
it. We have similar friends.
Small world.
Boom! Explosion.
6 degrees of 6 degrees of Midway.
6 degrees, yeah, right. 6 degrees of tamper.
Oh wow, that'd be crazy. We can do that. You can do that with I was talking to a friend of mine, Sarah, and she was saying that we could probably do that with Mic 1. You can literally do a 6 degrees of separation of Mic 1.
Right?
Yeah.
My manager was like, hey man, I just found out his services day. You want to go home? I was like, dude, it's noon. You're a little late. I was like, second, how do you even know who that was? He was like, well, my wife went to school with him. Well, not the school, but the school that he like went to next to. So he's giving me directions of it. And I'm like, dude, like, this is dope. But it's like, man, can we not right now? But you can do that with a lot of people in Chicago. I mean, I feel like if you're doing your things right in Chicago, you know a lot of people. You've talked to a lot of people. You've been around.
And the official game, I guess me, Ryan, and Sean can say we officially can beat anybody at the Kevin Bacon game.
How's that?
Because we are 1 degree away from Kevin Bacon.
So am I.
Oh, well.
Well.
I've been in movies and TV shows, Mr. Show-Off Guy.
Aren't you, Mr. Fancy Pants? I want to know how you're 1 degree, because I got an explanation.
Snap.
Let me think about it. I was in a movie with one of the Baldwins, and then he was in a movie with Kevin Bacon.
Okay, fair enough.
Shut that shit down quick.
So
no background check, no nothing.
My buddy Ari,
blouses.
My buddy Ari, that Sean and Ryan know very well as well, was in the original Friday the 13th with Kevin Bacon.
Boy.
Shout out to Ari.
Yeah, for
Shout out to Ari.
Shout out to Kevin Bacon.
You're doing it, Ari.
Ari played Jason in Friday the 13th. He was the boy in the lake.
Damn.
Yeah.
Ari's story is dope.
For real.
Ari is flat out.
It's legit.
And I'm
I
just
promise,
saying,
it's legit.
Ryan and Sean can attest to this. Ari is flat out one of the most unique and possibly unusual people you will ever come across in your life. I mean, at the very least, most unique. Well, he's ultra
He's
cool.
so cool. Yeah.
He's ultra cool, and he's super talented. He's one of the best musicians I've ever met as well.
Yes.
Oh, great commentary. Good way to go, color guy. Coming in. Yes.
Don't be racist.
Color commentator guy.
Hey,
Slow it down. Jesus. Well, anyway, Ryan, you were coming in and talking about we have a new shop that opened up at the Midway website.
We do for those interested in another way to support, and if you want to get the name out there, we've got a shop on Threadless, so that's midwaydoc.threadless.com. So you can check out. We got a few designs up there right now. We're going to be adding more weekly, so keep checking back for those. But any money that we make from those also goes back into supporting us for the film. So
we got
even though we just opened the store, all of the Sean Doe T-shirts are on sale. Just kidding.
Carlos is like, they're already on clearance.
They're already on clearance.
We're clearing it. They're on sale.
Thanks, bro.
Sean Doe's design is dope. I love it. And we've got 9 designs right now. We're gonna have a new one each week, right, Ryan? We're gonna try to put at least
we're definitely gonna be adding more designs on a regular basis. I'd like to get at least one new one up a week for the foreseeable future. So we're gonna have some cool things, but we got some.
And is if I'm not correct, through the Patreon, isn't one of the a shirt involved with one of the tiers?
If you get to a certain level, we'll give you a discount, so you're not spending full price on the shirts.
Sure. Okay, I knew there was something involving that. Yeah.
Yes. Al, my friend.
Yes.
Excellent. Let's get it.
I'm wearing a Threadless shirt right now, dude.
Let's get into it.
It's not the Midway one.
I forget which Threadless shirt it is, but it's the one with.
That doesn't say Midway.
I'm trying to go to the site, dude. I just got here. I'm checking in. Look, I'm doing it. I'm working here, huh?
So good.
Nice Pacino reference.
What's up, Al? What are you working on now? What's going on? What are you doing? What is in your world? What is in your head right now?
Oh wait, that's a Hoffman reference.
What's in the bag? What's in the bag is still out and still pushing pretty nicely. That's a nice, funny album. But not funny, but the skits are funny because you gotta bring people back out of that rabbit hole you just had them run down with you. So you put a skit in there. But just finished a project with Chicago Dance Crash called The Bricklayers of Oz, where I did narration and a couple of character voices in that show. It's a dance show. They're like a fusion show, or a fusion company. So it's like straight ballet to martial arts to b-boying to tap to whatever's dope and dancing and flipping around on stage and telling a story. They'll figure out how to do it. I did front flips off of boxes in that company. They're good people, but they're trying to move that show across the East. And dude, it's serious. I'm dead serious. They're good, and they will make you do stunts that you didn't think you were gonna do ever on stage. But it sounds like brainwashing, but I kind of feel like they do because I left with this weird mark on my neck, and I don't know where it came from. But moving on.
Good save.
That show just finished. It was pretty cool to see it a little bit later too. But right now I'm kind of in the middle of figuring out how I want to wrap up Fight Back, my next album coming out. I didn't think I was this kind of MC, but apparently I'm pretty controversial, period, and I will get in the way of something I don't like. So this album is it's very climate driven. Mm-hmm. It's intended to make me do a couple things in here. On this album, I need to make people uncomfortable with what's going on in general, because when you're uncomfortable, you move. I also have taken on the role of being the ambassador of Black people and people who are not from the Caucasus Mountains in the United States. Because there's some people who want to ask questions, and they are very uncomfortable about these questions because when they ask their peers, they're going to get the expected answers. So when you can ask someone who has an impeccable vernacular like myself, you decide that this might be a safe zone to ask stupid ass questions. So on this album, I'm going to go ahead and exploit those questions in a little song and do a couple ditties with them. It's going to be fun. Aloe's on the beats with it.
Nice.
Is Aloe doing all the production?
Aloe is doing all the production.
Nice.
We're doing that. It's going to be epic. It always is epic. Speaking of epic, Epic One from BBU is on there as well. I got a track with him on there that's just bananas. It's so bananas that Aloe already made a remix.
Damn.
What's it called? I got DK the Llama on there.
Nice.
On a track that it sounded like him, so I just sent it to him, and he beasted it. He did more than I wanted him to do on there, and I'm not even gonna check him for it or clear it up because it's a dope.
That's how it is. Shout out DK the Llama.
DK the Llama. green llama. But yeah, it's gonna be great. I can't wait to show y'all with it. It's crazy because it's music. I didn't think I was gonna be doing anything with music ever in my life, but here we are putting out albums and making people listen to you and being part of a bigger part of the community I'm already in, which kind of makes you kind of unfortunately have a problem with being busy. I don't know if I want to like practice some breaking, go painting, maybe sketch, or write a song. Like these are issues. But glad to do it. I hope people enjoy it.
Is there a expected release date for it this year?
I'm just gonna leave it at. I plan on being it this year. I just got to be a little bit harder on getting it done. Both me and Aloe are pretty busy. Aloe is very busy because if you're in the right mind and you do music, whether you sing, DJ, act, and just need some beats behind it, whatever, you should probably go get some kind of production and beats done by that guy, which is why he's busy. But so I'm gonna try to hammer it out. I like to put albums out in the fall, like on purpose. Like a lot of people are like, yo, I need to put that in the spring so it's dope in the summer. I need to put it in the summer where everyone's outside, like doing stuff. Nah, put it out in the fall so that like, you know, the fall all around the world does one thing. It makes you just get back to life. People go back to work. People go back to work differently. People go back to wherever they're from. From work.
I was gonna say the fall's a cleansing for the new year. It's you can feel like that, at least in the Midwest, you know, you literally can feel the clean air sweeping everything away.
Right. So then what ends up happening is people take this stuff to like college, and it's the one thing they're listening to when they're struggling over homework. Like stop listening to homework and listen to Al Tamper for a second, or do your homework while listening to Al Tamper. So there are things that, I don't know if any of y'all went to college, but you definitely realize everything you heard music-wise when you're in college. You can sing it now. You probably know all the lyrics. You've probably heard all the remixes. Whereas if you listen to it any other time, you're not going to remember unless some crazy life event is happening at the same time. So fall. So it helps, like, I help blend in your system while you're cleansing.
I'm probably the only one that didn't really go to college, right?
I didn't go. I taught where I wanted to go, but I didn't go.
I went for a year at Malcolm X, and that was it.
Yeah.
And then these guys were all hardcore.
Smart AF.
Hardcore
Students. Bro, you got those lab notes from yesterday? I totally like fell asleep. I was at Jessica's house, bro. We were like playing beer pong, and then I totally just left with Jessica. Dude, totally.
Jessica.
Well, I went to art school, so the main thing that I got out of that was debt. So
that's for sure.
Yeah, you did.
Well, you came out with a good head on your shoulders, sir.
I always had a good head on my shoulders. What are you talking about?
Hey.
Family show.
Air horn. Oh, hey, oh.
So,
yeah.
Tamp, tell us. I mean, we talk a little bit about this in the movie, but like, you know, you've been around the scene for a long time, and you are in every aspect of hip hop. Talk a little bit about the graffiti side of it and how you got involved, because I think so many people now know you also, or people like on the internet kind of in this half of your career know you more as a rapper now. now here you are, rapping, but you were also a accomplished graffiti artist.
Dude, I was an accomplished graffiti artist.
Well,
nah.
I mean, you made a name. You got up. That's what I'm saying. Like, you were part of a crew.
Sweet. I'm part of a lot of crews, which
true.
When I started doing graffiti was like kind of shunned, but I figure, I'm an only child, so you make your family whatever you want to make, and if that means I gotta like go cross town to be with another family for a second, then it's just like good in-laws and cousins and stuff. I just got a lot of them. So I mean, with graffiti, it was kind of I wanted to. I don't know what. I just wanted to do something with letters more. I was trying to work with characters. I was doing a bunch of other weird stuff as a kid. Like I was, I was really into telephony, so I was always like figuring out how I can steal cable or phone lines from my neighbors. But I wanted some. It's true.
So what free HBO? You call that telephony?
Yeah. It's bad telephony. I think they used to call it phone freaking back then, but they would switch the F and the PH. Yeah. But it's I wanted some way to like write or like sign it or something, and then like that just kind of drug me to graffiti. I mean, I've been on the north side for most of my remembered life, so I've seen a lot of great graffiti. I'm not saying nothing's from the south side. There's great graffiti on the south side too, but literally, I swear it's like once you cross Madison, graph changes like in either direction. But yeah, so I mean, it's something I wanted to get into, and I started doing it on my own and slowly learned, but I wasn't going far with it. So I was like, all right, let's meet people and see what they're going with it. And I like what I do with it, and people like what I do with it. I take criticism well, so it was never. I mean, I might look mad. I have a really good poker face, but like, I feel like I've always taken criticism well when it comes to my arts. So like, I mean, my first battle was awkward because people thought it was going to be a big battle, but I was like, no, how do I get better? What do you think I should do?
Sure.
And it threw people out there like, you should just whoop his ass. I'm like, nah, dude, I'm gonna get jumped by his crew. This was Kaiser Cab Crew.
Wow.
Who was your main inspiration for doing graffiti? Like, who started you off, or what name started you off?
Let's see. Sean Doe. I mean, it was mostly looking at graphics that were like always out then. So I stuck around with the north side. So I'd always see like Telly and Nemo. And then I'd see like randomly in the graffiti mag from like, what was it? Rebel would come up with a graph mag out of nowhere, or Polak would show up with one. And then I'd see Zor. So I'm like, this dude's crushing whole things. I don't think I'm gonna do anything that big just yet. Like I wasn't cocky, like I'm gonna just take over the world. I was like, nah, I gotta do this first. Alleys to streets to rooftops to billboards to tunnels in Chicago if you want to. But I then it turned into a habit. So like a more of a bad addiction. I still carry markers and stickers on me. It's pretty bad. But it was something I kind of wanted to like make into a thing. So then I started thinking I can make money off of this, and then I did. So then I was like, all right, so how do you make money in every other thing? Okay, you make an ad, you make a commercial, and then you make a big old movie, and then you give them episodes. So that's how I looked at Graph. Like
sure.
Each thing was like a tag was like an advertisement. A street smacker was like a short movie. No, not even just like Hollows and Audis. Those were like a short movie. You got to be like, oh snap, he was here for 15 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
A rooftop was like a whole different saga, a movie, if you will. A production with your crew was like watching Inception.
Sure.
And then you just come back down and people's stickers.
All right, still.
But it became projects. So
I was gonna say, and you said earlier, right before we went into the question, your battles with Kaiser, huh?
Yeah, it was a short battle, but it was like the first time I was worried because I would see this dude show up to school with like black eyes, and he was like, "Nah, we went to war with this crew," and I'm like, "Damn, y'all are fighting over like paint. This is crazy." That's why I stopped. That's why I got into Graph because I didn't want to be in a gang. But y'all are acting.
And Kaiser, for people that are watching and don't know, Kaiser was a graffiti artist from the North Side, and he rest in peace, Kaiser. He had passed away, probably like 2001 or 2.
It was like 2000. It was 1 or 2. I can't remember off the bat, but I do know that it was like a day after his birthday, which was kind of messed up because it was like. It was like his birthday was in the middle of the week. I remember that they had a party off of the Morris stop, and then I was there earlier. I just missed him, and then I heard the news the next day, and was just like, damn, dude. Like, I mean, he went down doing what he did. I don't know what anyone wants to justify it as or whatever, but he went down doing a lot of great things. You know, he was off to a better start than people expected him to be. You know, he was in the reserves. He was traveling the world, like. The dude was on a good path, even though he was looked at as another one of us punk kids on the North Side who writes on absolutely every goddamn thing that we can get our hands on. Yeah, he was the first one who'd be like, he was crossing me out in like school, and then crossing me out under like show spots, and would like cross me and be like, do better. So like, you know, I was a little boy. I wanted to go. Was gonna beat him up in third period and just accept that I was gonna be like rushed by cab crew or like TMS, but instead I just sat down next to him. I was like, "What the fuck you mean get better?"
But it pushed you.
Yeah, it pushed me. We became good friends. We became like all right friends. You know, if he needed help, I would say something. If I needed help, he'd say something.
Sure.
But
that's awesome. That's awesome.
But yeah.
What was your big inspiration for MCing? Like, if there were rappers that said local rappers, not, you know, because, I mean, everybody has those national rappers they love, but, you know, I think what really,
right.
You know, for the most part, I think we just relate to local people more so because they're rapping about, you know, us.
Right. And fortunately, we're in a city where you can rap about us without even having to bring up the Rock Sparks blow. Or like the gangbanging stuff if you don't want to, or the fact that everyone's got a gun because it's Chicago. Like everyone's got a gun if they live in the Ozarks. Why can't we do it either? It's a little bit more wild here and rowdy, but there's more people here, so there's going to be more of a problem possibly.
Sure.
With me, rap, it was like I wasn't trying to get into it because it's one of those things that everyone did. Like you say rap and people pop up, like you just mentioned. Quell was in the room, like they just appeared. So I wasn't trying to be part of rap. I just was. I'll be the breakdancing dude who writes on stuff over here, who like spins drum and bass every once in a while. But I ended up hanging around with, yeah, crazy world, right? But I ended up hanging out with my homie Mac, and he was cool with Race Car from Model and Easy Productions back then, and he was just like, yo, let's come to the studio and let's do this. I was like, oh, you're that guy. Like I had heard Usual Suspects and didn't put the face to it. And I was like, oh, that's you. That's dope. I listened to it for a minute. I broke the pencil out of Discontinuity because I needed a pencil. But they had an album with a pencil in the case. So I just broke it open. But so like it was, I come in there with that guy, and then I end up meeting Longshot, and I was on shows with that guy a lot, and so it was like I get to meet more people who are dope artists. So then I'm chilling around like Psalm 1, then Diverse will walk in, and then somehow I'm doing the Intonation Fest with Longshot. I'm trying to figure out where people have gone missing, and I'm beatboxing with Slug and Longshot at Metro, you know?
Right.
Nice.
So when I'm around stuff like this, I'm like, you know, they may not be like changing the whole world, but they're at least hopefully refreshing their brain with a little bit of self-therapy and self-help while entertaining the world with a raw skill that is hard to just kind of up and do, and still hard for people to fathom that you can just up and do this. So, I mean, I was like, I'll start writing a little bit more. And then I think it was more of a Race Car push. Race Car pushed it. He was like, I'm going to start a group called Black Collar, and you're going to be it. I laughed. Like, what do you want me to do? Like, spin records and beatbox or something, or just like be the dude on stage? Do I get to hold the flag like Quelo? But
nice reference.
So like, I was dead serious. I was like, what am I gonna do? He was like, no, he was like, no, nigga, you gonna rap. It's like, okay, we'll see. So then I started rapping because I was getting pushed by like one of the North Side's illest rappers, in my opinion. Not even in my opinion. Like, it's obvious he's a dope rapper, but like, or not best. I don't ever think there's a best rapper. There's a lot of great rappers, but there's no best rapper. Things change, and you better either change with it or you bound to drizzle. But nah. So I got a great MC who's telling me I should do some rap. I should probably do some rap, and then it gets backed by other great MCs that he hangs with. I look up to. You might as well try it at least. And if you fail, then either figure out how to make it not a failure or just get back to breakdancing. I don't know. So, I mean, it was a group of people. I mean, it was like a I don't want to say a family effort. It's not like they're like, come on, Al, you can do this. It was just like like I'm getting pat on the butt, like save, like, come on, kid, here you go. But no, it was a community effort, and a good thing about community. You know, you got good people like, yo, if you feel like you can flex it, do it. But understand if you don't, we're gonna say something about it. And I'm like, all right, cool. Well, I want y'all to say something about it anyway, but hopefully I won't be failing too hard because I will take the constructive criticism, but I won't take your bullshit. We don't need yes men. You don't need yes men in your life. So friends will tell you that you're real good, even if you're like not. And there's a lot of people out here who are like that. Luckily, I don't exude that type of like juice from me where people think they need to BS me, man. Like, if you didn't like it, we can work on fixing it. And I'll be mad, but that's okay because I'm a human being. I'm just gonna come back with something better and doper. I'm gonna drop your jaw with how amazed you are. It's gonna be cool. So that's what I've been trying to do. I feel like I'm repping for them, you know, when I rap. Like I'm repping for Shot, I'm repping for Race Car, I'm repping for Psalm, I'm repping for Diverse, you know, I'm repping for Roy Hobbs, I'm repping for Verbal Kent. I'm repping for like Erratic Static, you know, I can go on, you know. I got to rep for these people. These are the people I came up rapping around, or no, loitering around while they rapped, because I wasn't rapping. I was just there smoking,
loitering,
drinking beer and eating mushrooms. I mean,
I'm going to tell you what, that era that you were coming up through, you know, the EV studios, Ryan was with me a lot. I was working heavy with EV at the time. I did Ryan, we did the Long Shot Civil War 1 and 2. And Civil War 1.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, Civil War 1 we put together and it did cool, and I just did that at the crib. And then Civil War 2 became this big production thing where we ended up doing it at EV. So I was at EV on and off for a year working on stuff with Shot, and just kind of hanging around. That was a special time. Like the North Side, I mean, the whole city was pumping, but the indie labels, EV, Gravel, G4, the Chicago independent scene was peaking. I mean, it was beautiful. But EV was amazing. Talk a little bit about the EV experience, because I enjoyed being around those guys, because a lot of talent, and the studio was amazing.
I feel like Joe Matthews low-key hated me every time. He was always really nice to me, but I feel like it was like real backhanded. Like, yeah, you're cool with at least 2 people in here that's making music. I'll let it slide. But it was cool, man. It was like I walked by there a lot as a shorty, and who knows what it was before, but like walking by there recently to the first time I went in there, I had no idea that there was a record label behind this, like this blocked window storefront in Evanston.
Right.
When I go there with Sam and when I go there with Sam and Max, actually Race Car used to go as Secret Asian Man, get it? But no, I'd go there with them cats and it was like, oh, we're here and we're just gonna chill here. And then I would just be somehow there on my own. Like Max had to go, Race Car had to be in the studio, so I'm just sitting in there watching people come and go, you know, like Copper Pot would come in looking all flustered, but he'd get stuff done. Like there was a little fridge there that I swear there was always a project of food in there. Sometimes I'd be in there just putting stickers on vinyl for like SMP. I met Juice just randomly.
Oh wow.
You get to like, I mean, and even to this day, like me and Juice are pretty damn cool. When I see him, it's like we're just catching up. I couldn't have done that if I wasn't just loitering in the right spot, especially at EV Productions, because like I feel like a lot of people from the South Side came up there so they can get away from all the bullshit and just kind of like be kind of a way. You know how Chicago has this thing where a lot of Chicagoans who haven't gone to any other part of Chicago, they're stuck in their one little world. So
Sure.
when you bring cats out of that world and they do something like go to the north side, like, and then you pass the north side and go into Evanston, where you feel like you're in Canada because you've never been this far north before in your life.
That's so true.
So like you get to meet a lot of people from like everywhere. Like it's dope. Like it was just good to sit there and be like, yeah, I'll help out. What do you got to do? Like I'm in there doing tags for people because they needed it for something, and it's like, what do you need for it? I'm like, nothing, man. Just give me props. Like I don't know how to charge you for like some stuff I can do on the street. You can go steal it off a wall right now if you don't get caught for it. But
hey, man,
it was a good experience. You know, I got to learn how to be like, I kind of grow up a little bit more than I feel like I was. I learned patience there.
Sure. No, yeah. I mean, it was an organized. I liked it, man, because like I had been up and experienced being up at Seawall and being in a lot of. I've been to at a lot of different studios, and from being in studios with people like Ray Neem and Andy C on big projects, to being a fly on the wall at Seawall for a while, to then going to a place like EV where it was definitely more like there wasn't a big budget and it was more kind of undercover, but everything they were doing from how they ran things to the quality that was coming out of there was equal to anything anybody else was doing, from a CRC to a Creator's Way to any of those places.
Yeah, there's nothing about them that looked unprofessional.
No.
Especially considering that they were like the epitome of indie. Like a couple guys start a studio and somehow they get the work to come through to it, and and then like someone from a whole different side of our world shows up, like you got like Dave from De La Soul and they're recording stuff.
Oh yeah, Royce the 5'9", Pace One.
You got Royce the 5'9" showing up in there. Like Pace One and Ed O.G. became like home names over there. Like, yeah, Pace One's in town again. Oh, okay.
Yep.
Ed O.G.'s here and he's about to get down on someone else's.
I was gonna say, who was the one name that you were most surprised to see, or you're like, oh shit, that's who?
Well, I mean, when Dave from Daylight was there, I was like, huh, all right, this is gonna be dope. I like bought pizza, was about to come through with beer, but they were in there being awkwardly about a recording that like Race Car was like, man, my phone ran out of batteries and we were just trying to make sure we can like run through this. He had so many weird cuts on the track that we just didn't want to interrupt anything. So like I was like, but I brought pizza.
Nah, it was a good time, man, and it was a cool place, and yeah, it's one of those kind of like moments in time in Chicago hip hop history that if you got to experience it, and I came in through the long shot route, even though I knew Race and I knew everybody. My path was through long shot in there. Long shot to me will forever be my dear brother, because not only do we share the same real first name, but he's a good dude, and he's truly one of my favorite rappers ever. Like I think he's one of the best rappers that ever come out of Chicago. Like you said, I don't know who the best is, if there's a best or not, but I can definitely have a handful of people that I put up there as the upper echelon. I think Longshot deserves to be there.
We can definitely do that here in Chicago. That's what was dope. Like there's way too many MCs here that like nobody like knows about, and I think it's kind of our fault because we kind of don't want them to blow up. But there's a lot of things happening here, and there always has been, especially there. Like I met you around then, and I was young, so I was like, this guy's dope. I saw Risky Business. Get me, and I'm like, it was like a big group of like just stuff going on in Northeastern. Shout out to Local Cats, but like. And like literally Local Cats, the group, like people with BIM.
Oh man, I remember that. I did a mix for BIM that I still never heard to this day.
You saw?
I did a mixtape series.
I didn't even hit him up.
I did a mix. There was a mixtape series where they were putting two DJs against each other. Remember, Ryan? It was Back versus.
Yeah,
throwback versus backpack or something.
Something like that.
Something like that.
I have it here somewhere. I have a CD of it just somewhere. It's an orange cover. It's drawn. It's like one dude has a green backpack on it. Backpacks for snapbacks.
Something like that, yeah, something.
No.
But yeah, I did one of them.
Yeah.
I never heard it. I did a half-hour mix. I think it might have been Toadstyle I went up against or somebody. I can't remember. I mean, we just did mixes. We turned them in, and then it was out, But like, I can't remember who the DJ was that was on the other side of it. But let me know if you find it.
I will look for it. That's funny. That's I almost got into a fight with Off-White on that one, but that was hilarious.
And actually, Psalm 1 called, like, she did a freestyle for me for that too, which I still haven't heard since I turned it in.
What are you trying to say?
I'm trying to say we got to hunt Ben down.
I was like,
I want to hear my shit.
Yeah, it's funny when I do mixes, I'll do them, and I almost 90% of the time never listen to them again, because like you spend so much time working on it, you're like, I don't ever want to hear this shit again ever.
I don't want to hear it again. Yeah, I understand. I definitely understand.
Yeah, no,
it's out the system.
Well,
I flushed it already. Get out of here.
The funny story about one of the mixtapes. And Ryan knows the story. It's been talked about recently. Was the Frontline mixtape, which I was happy with that. Like, it was a big. I think I did like 80 minutes, and
it was a long one.
It was long, and it was a lot of good material, and I was really happy with that. That being said, J-Dub from Frontline, you remember J-Dub, Tamp?
Mm-hmm.
So he calls me. Yeah, he calls me. He was like, hey, want to do a Frontline? Because at the time I had done a mixtape for Gravel and Moleman, and I think, did I do one for G4? I don't know. I kind of done one for a lot of these people. I did one with 7L out of Boston for hiphopsite.com, a whole bunch of them. And he's like, oh, let's do this. I want to do a mixtape for Frontline. I said, sure. And he calls me, he goes, I'm going to send you everything. And he sends me all the stuff. I'm like, oh, there's a lot of tracks here. Yeah, let me go through everything. Give me some time. He's like, oh, I need it by like tomorrow. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, dude, this will take me a week to go through all this music. Like, you fucking kidding me? And he's like, wish it was, but we need it tomorrow. I think you get it done. And I'm like, motherfucker, challenge accepted. So I ended up staying up from like basically I started at like noon, 11 or noon, like on a Tuesday, and I stayed up till like 8 or 9 in the morning the next day, finished it, stayed all the way through. I mean, we've all done massive fucking studio sessions and been up all night and stuff. But anyway, I stayed up, I did the thing, but here's what's funny. That's not a big deal that I did that. I did knock it out, but I called J-Dub and left a voicemail, and I was like, yo, it's risky. Come get your fucking mixtape. I don't ever want to hear anything from Frontline ever again. Don't ever fucking call me. Fuck you. Fuck Frontline. Fuck every fucking artist on this goddamn label.
Shots
Y'all
fired.
go fuck yourselves. Right? Yeah. Y'all go fuck yourselves. Of course I didn't mean it. I was just fucking exhausted, and I was like, I don't ever want to hear any of you motherfuckers again. Big fucking shove it up your asses. Good luck.
That sounds like your McDonald's story from today.
Let's not talk about that.
Yeah.
So,
walked out throwing a grenade. Like
they all laughed. They were dying. They kept playing the fucking voicemail for everybody, and they said they were gonna put that as the intro to the mixtape. Like Fifth Element. I wish they would have, because it was an epic rant, and
that would have been epic.
Yeah, it would have been great. I wish they did, but they didn't. But I still remember the story. I remember them dying over it. But that mix is really dope, and my favorite, Josh Safe. That was like my big introduction to Josh Safe.
Yeah.
And I mean, that dude, he's unreal. He's amazing.
I run into that guy in random places. I was getting chicken at a spot in like off of Granville, and he walked in like, "Oh, I'm getting the same meal you getting."
Except a lot deeper voice, like, "Yo, I'm getting the same meal you getting."
Right. He was trying to talk like he had family with him. So every time I see him, there's family around. So he like transforms into Family Man. I'm like, huh?
Yeah, right.
I'm the same dude around my family, and they hate it. But what just happened here? You just transformed. Do that again. Do that again.
That's me.
Did we lose Sean Doe?
Yeah, he's having some internet difficulties, he said. So.
You better check his Prodigy.
I was gonna say you better call. You better get that Netscape fixed.
That Netscape Navigator be
Netscape. Is he on 56K? Is he on 56K?
Right.
Did Mom pick up the phone? Mom picked up the phone, didn't she?
Hey, somebody go ahead and fax Sean Doe.
we need to give
no. Somebody send a Raven.
Yeah, somebody send a Raven.
Somebody send a Raven.
We need to give him a few extra AOL floppy disks so we can get some more of those free minutes.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude, I was at one point trying to collect all those to like download a mixtape onto like every AOL CD I got, but they just aren't long and they're not big enough. There's no space on there.
That's some future thinking, Pamper.
Oh yeah,
dude, I was on it. They'd have to be like 6-minute mixes.
Well, somebody get fucking Sean Doe, upgrade Sean Doe from Windows 95 for Christmas this year.
So Al, one of the other things, one of the many things that people know you from is radio. So what got you into radio, and talk about your history with Hip Hop 101 and what that show is all about.
Hip Hop 101. We are in our third year, which is pretty cool. We're on Q4, 1680 AM, QUE, the number 4.org. Every third and last Saturday of the month, third and fourth, sometimes third and fifth, or we just take them all because we don't give a fuck. And the show, the Hip Hop 101 is great, man. We we like the art of digging. So like when we play music, we don't tell you the song, we tell you the artist. So you can go find that artist and maybe find some other gems that you'll add to your own collection and while out over and show your friends. We also, we try to make it a mix up of people. We had y'all on there it was a long ass show. I think I took a nap in the middle of that show.
Damn. So they were entertaining.
They're very entertaining. We just had a little bit of a problem at one point where we like to get rid of a lot of Chicago's barley and hops at a fast farming rate. But Hip Hop 101, that show, I wasn't even supposed to be a part of that show. I was on there as a guest. Ecliptic Shadow got the opportunity to do a show, and John from Q4 was like, I need to know like right now, man. And so in true Ecliptic Shadow form, he went outside and smoked a pack of cigarettes, found the first person that he thought would be good to have on air, which was Roy Hobbs. Black Collar, 7 Odds, UAC, fuck the rest, all of them. And was like, you want to do a show? And he said, yeah, all right, let's do it. I think one of their girlfriends was like, why would you turn this down? Do it. So they went in there and did it. And then they didn't have any guests because they wanted guests. So I came in as a guest. And then
never left.
I kept getting hit up. Like, yo, I'm going to the show. Yo, I'm not doing anything today. Can I come through? Yeah, come through. So then I'd come through, and then we had Highly Profile come through and do the same thing. And then we would both be. It was like Hobbs brought me, and then Ecliptic Shadow brought Ecliptic Shadow. Dylon. Ecliptic Shadow brought Highly Profile, and so we all just kind of made it a thing. There was literally a couch in that studio, so we were the dudes on the couch, which kind of made a pause moment for some people, but. It was just true. It was us. We were just in the background talking shit on the couch about the show during the show with all kinds of guests, and became part of it. And I kind of dig it. I like being involved with a group of people who are trying to, I guess, pseudo educate people in what we do and what we're around and what our culture's about. Because I mean, there's more to it than the surface. I mean, I'm getting really annoyed of people saying when I tell them I'm a b-boy, they're like, "Oh, I used to break in the '80s." I'm like, "Well, that sucks. That means you're a quitter," and I keep it moving. So serious too. When people answer like that, I'm like, "Well, that sucks. That means you're a quitter."
That's awesome.
But I think that kind of goes to the bigger sorry not to cut you off, but I think that goes to like the bigger stereotype of hip hop that we've talked about before, which is that a lot of people that aren't into the real hip hop culture, they immediately they hear hip hop and they automatically go back to 1980s b-boy, dookie rope, Adidas suit. Like that's automatically in their mind.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I'm glad they can take themselves back to the beginning of our history. That's awesome, but you got to move with us if you want the whole story.
Right. And that's the thing, and that's one of the things that we talk about too, because a lot of the hip hop culture, throughout the country, kind of went down. In the '90s, it was all about the music, and it wasn't much else. But Chicago was one of those places that kept everything going.
Right. I mean, most of the MCs you see are also graffiti writers, or also b-boys, or also DJs. Not because they thought it would be like cool to be like, hey, I want to be all those, because it was just what we do over here. Like, we all have this obsession with being a beast in whatever we do, even if that beast is from being some weird dragon over Chicago that's like straight out of Game of Thrones mixed with like Gwildor, or you just want to be a dorky MC. You gotta be a beast at it all. You have to. Like, I tell people this all.
Are you referring to the Mothman sightings over Chicago?
Someone said that they said, and then someone else said this winged female that keeps showing up on my porch. I'm like, all right. We all see something flying. That's cool. What drugs are you on, and how can I sell them? But no, we all do stuff here because we just want to do it, not because it's like the cool thing to do, to be like, let's see, I can be a two-patch holding varsity player. Nah, like, it's part of my culture. I need to do it. I might suck at it. I might not have to pick it up ever again, but I can at least say I've done it and I know how it went. Or you can either do something else and just get real dope at it.
And that's the thing, like your experience earlier, if you suck at it, Chicago's going to let you know that you suck. And they're going to, and one of two things is going to happen. They're going to cross you out and write "do better," and you'll get better, or you're going to quit, and it's natural selection.
Yep, that's what we do here in Chicago. It's the wind isn't because of the actual wind; it's because we talk. That's all it is. We got big shoulders. We hold the weight of your bullshit. We'll file it away and bring it up just for you.
And you're also I want to make sure I'm not speaking off, but you're like a martial arts dude, right?
Yeah, I like that kind of stuff.
Yeah, but like that's like, I mean, it's kind of connected to the whole b-boy thing for sure. I'm sure, because there's a certain, obviously there's discipline, but then there's a certain like, strength and agility that comes with being able to do that.
Yeah, I mean, it's another virtue of patience and persistence. But these are things that kind of, like I said, I grew up an only child. My family's from Inglewood. Mom wasn't having it. She moved us to Evanston after Orland Park. Everywhere else, she thought I wouldn't be able to be like even exposed to what was going on in Inglewood, and still unfortunately is. She just didn't want me to have that life. Shouts to her from coming from nothing to hustling what we can do up north. But a lot. So I was always getting fights. I didn't hit a growth spurt till I was 22. So like people thought I was like just another angry black kid when we moved, because I never stuck around long enough anywhere to make friends and build trust. So I was always fighting somebody. But I grew up with the rules: don't hit them first, but don't lose. So
sure. How are like, and I only ask because hip hop's always shared like a little connection to the, from like, I know Wu-Tang sampled it and it was always kind of a thing, but it's always kind of like shared this weird connection within the martial arts world, because I mean, and it's not just because of you and a couple people, it's quite a bit of people that
it's our whole culture, man.
Involved with it. Yeah.
Yeah.
How are they connected? I mean, obviously we mentioned a little bit about the physicalities of it, but also the disciplines, huh?
It's the disciplines. We've got a lot of things that are in our culture, so you can either choose to master them all or choose to master the hell out of one, which is a great move with our culture. A lot of other things you can't be more than one thing. You have to just be wearing that one hat and be really good at it, and that's what you do. To arts, you have to be good with your hand, you have to be with your feet, you have to be with your like mind, body, and soul. You have to use all the elements that are with you. You have to learn discipline. You can't do things like overshadow the person who taught it to you, because you're probably gonna fuck up your education and fucked up in the process. But there's a lot of things that match, because there's a lot of things that are in martial arts and any martial arts. And I mean, I'm not even saying our usual, I'll say loosely, our traditional Asian martial arts that we know, but even when it comes to like the African martial arts, the Anglo-African martial arts, so like the Israeli martial arts, like when it comes to Pankratsi, that martial art, when it comes to like Pentak Salat from like another part of Asia that people don't even think about having until they see Tony Jaa do something. These things build a good house and a good teammate for the rest of the community. And the fighting part is just the part that teaches you that, because you have to get those fighting parts perfect, because you are either going to live or die through this. Sure. So you need to take your time to make sure these things are precise or suffer the consequences. So when it comes back to hip hop, you have to make sure you do all these things right, or you'll suffer the consequences. Here in Chicago, we'll help you through those consequences while helping you learn how to get a scar from it, because we'll fight for it. We'll fight for it, but we're not gonna pull any blows, because you need to learn.
Right. Another member of the hip hop community is Johnny Portachinko. You remember Johnny Portachinko? Are you familiar with him?
I'm not.
Okay, so Johnny Portachinko, he started off as a rapper named Agent Johnny Quest. And obviously, yeah, and he was really close with Mike in the early days. He was one of the first people to get involved with Mike at like when Mike was like 15 or 16. Mike One, I'm referring to, and he had a record called the B Movie Fiends. He put a group, and he had a band. Cochise Soulstar was part of that group back then.
Dope, that's dope.
And great record, but the reason I bring him up is because his father is a really kind of like well-known, and he might even be a world-renowned sensei. So Johnny grew up with that, with this. I mean, he's a personal trainer, and he's super athletic and amazing martial artist. He actually also, what's really cool is he designs like close combat weapons and knives.
Mm-hmm.
And see, I know this will be up your alley. So one of the knives he designed actually ended up getting picked up by Marvel Comics.
Snap!
And it is the official knife of Snake Eyes in the comics. So when Snake Eyes has his knife, that's Johnny Portachinko's knife that was designed. Larry Hama or whoever. Actually, not Larry Hama, but like I can't remember who was the artist now that ended up adopting it, but Marvel picked it up. So I was telling him, you'd stepped away for a moment, Ryan. I was telling him about Johnny Portachinko's, this knife that he designed, which he sells a ton of.
Snake Eyes, yeah.
But yeah, it's now the official knife of Snake Eyes. It's been for a while, but it's pretty amazing, right?
Yeah, it totally is.
Pretty dope.
I stepped away for a second. For people who are actually watching, you might be able to possibly see that. This is a sealed Agent Johnny Quest cassette.
Wow.
Here.
What's the cover? Isn't the cover like
proof?
This is the song Puerto Rico. This is from 1998.
Yeah, produced by Cool Out Chris.
Yes, I believe so.
Yes. See, it's like just way too many circles in here. We're all connected because we do a lot of stuff. Like that's great.
Yeah, Chris.
Hey, but low key, my phone is actually resting on my sword box. I'm not even joking.
I believe you. That's why I had to bring up Johnny, and I'm like, yeah, you two are too connected. You guys should definitely, you two should do a song together. But you gotta get Johnny out of retirement.
Yeah.
You know I'm down.
Johnny actually now he owns a school called Kuma, and he actually teaches survival. He basically teaches he runs a survival camp.
Dope.
Yeah.
So actually, this is the box for it. I like the box itself.
Oh my god.
It's got like this weird like dragon black paisley design on it. I'm not gonna open the box because I can't show y'all everything.
What's in the box?
What's in the box?
What I did there?
It's a nice full tank sword with nice good weight. It's a little heavier because I like my swords heavier. And it's nice and sharp and oiled, and it sits right here on my coffee table in front of the door in case things pop off.
What are the advantages of having a heavier sword?
Well, I've always had this problem where I've never really known my strength. So a lot of people get lighter swords because they don't want to have to like push through the weight of things. I need that weight to push back at me so I can like level it out well. And it's like swinging a real baseball bat versus swinging a wiffle ball bat. You know how you always feel like you just like damn near broke your arms with a light wiffle ball bat, but an actual bat, you're like, oh, cool, put that in there. Science in a sense, and the balance is still good, and I can put my all into it without feeling like I'm going to swing in a whiff. But
just
you know.
never invite me over when that thing's out of the box.
That's
the cool thing about when you pull out a sword, though, is people are like, you know what? He means it. I quit, man. I'm sorry.
I agree. It's plus, I think, you know, it's funny. Like if you were in a room and you pulled out a pistol, we'd all be like, dude, come on, put that thing away. You pulled out a sword, like I'm getting out of here.
Maybe that's the Chicago in us, but at the same time, that's how I feel about it. I'm like, you pull out a sword. You know what? I forfeit.
Yep.
Time to pay.
It's time to call it quits.
If you're one of the walkers out there, you need to be careful. Don't let the zombie apocalypse happen because we got you covered.
Dude, if it happens, dude, let's squad up. I will help anyone. We just need to be a good team.
I'm in.
Works for me.
I'm trying to hold on 1 second.
So what kind of martial arts do you practice?
Well, I mean, I came into martial arts with Taekwondo.
Mm-hmm. That's the big way.
It's like the gateway. Well, I mean, with that one, I always thought it'd be dope to have kicks because, like, everyone in fights wants to throw punches and maybe try to tackle you. But just like a sword, if you throw a kick in a fight, people change their mind.
Right.
People just go, you know what? He just threw a kick, caught me all in the face. I wasn't expecting that. I quit. I'm gonna walk away. I mean, now that everyone's doing mixed martial arts, now people aren't that like quick to be like afraid of it. But so I mean, I got into wrestling in high school because I was like, I'm little, so everyone tackles me. So all the martial arts I got into were just on some things that I needed as a tool to just grow up. Like,
yeah.
So then, but the sword play came in later. The Kendo stuff was good because it was not with it, but you can learn how to step right, and it teaches a good like amount of patience and like preciseness with putting the sword on a target. You know, like it should happen only once or twice. You know, you don't have to make this a whole saga. So I mean. The ones later with working with swordplay just came off of the need to try to. I guess it was my Tai Chi without doing Tai Chi, but it's fun. It's fun. Got into some Eskrima play as well.
I like how you call it play.
I mean, in what are you
straight up chop someone in half and be like, oh, this sword play, boo boo.
Yeah, but like,
that's sword serious.
Be able to be like, yo, that's sword serious. I wanted to be like, yo, man, I should be able to pick up a stick and fight someone. And so I got into using Eskrima. I mean, it all
makes sense.
Because it was just like, all right, I have to be able to do this no matter where I am.
I pulled this up. This is the knife right here.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and that was done by local Chicago hip hop Johnny Portachinko. he designed the actual physical knife, and then Marvel, like I said, Marvel picked it up. But yeah, that's Snake Eyes, the official knife of Snake Eyes.
So they like have to draw it all the time. Welcome back, Shondell.
Yep. Oh, well, this guy's back.
Look at this kid.
Huh. Did you find those AOL discs?
He had to go run a mission. We don't know it, but he's actually one of the kings. We just don't know it.
Yeah, good thing you weren't here because you got it for about 5 minutes. We were going in on your internet connection, but you know what?
Talking about how you're addicted to World of Warcraft.
Ooh.
Did you get excited about that, Risky? I didn't know you were a World of Warcraft guy.
Oh, no, I don't even know what that is.
Attaboy.
Liar.
Whole folder dedicated to cats versus spiderwebs.
I have no idea what in God's name is going on, but this is crazy.
There you go. Fixed it.
Do you guys see
It's
something
in the background.
Yeah, that's what
I
you
see
get for
something.
trying. That's what you get for trying to share.
This
Yeah.
is nuts. I love it.
Inception me. Boom.
And
That was like
everybody
the Matrix shit.
yeah, and everybody who is listening to this and not watching us is like, what? They just have no clue.
Because we just keep saying vague words like, yeah, that and this.
Oh, come back.
Right. So okay. So so your last album you had completely produced by Aloe. How'd you guys get hooked up?
Well, I've always kind of been a fan of his. Race Car hooked me up to him and was like, yo, that dude Aloe's doing good stuff. And I was just like, huh, all right, I'll hear it. So then he would play me stuff here and there. And I'd be like, huh, that's pretty dope. And then that's actually how I met Robust too, because I was like, oh, that guy. But then Aloe was also DJing at a lot of events that Black Collar was doing. So like, it was just about time. Like I said, if I get into rap, I need to do my own solo stuff. And like, I made that a promise. I was like, all right, if I start doing this, I'm gonna go all the way. Like I'm not gonna just do this project and call it quits. I'm gonna freestyle and lose sometimes. I'm going to put out an album or two and try to quit. And I'm gonna be the best dude you see on stage and be very on time all the time. And I have to do it. So the album What's in the Bag came out with Aloe. Mostly because I saw him at Waffle Fest and was like, I'm gonna ask him. So I walked up to him and was like, hey man, it's always been a pleasure seeing you. I'm gonna just come out and say it. I'm trying to do an album, have it out in at least a year or two, and I need beats. So, you know, he kind of nonchalantly was like, all right, kid, we'll meet up. That's cool. That's real cool of you. So like we meet up at his crib. We talk a bunch of shit about what we're all into and what we're looking for. Pretty much just meant we drank way too much beer and made fun of people and listened to music. And then about an hour later, after I guess our like secret interview, he was like, all right, let's get into some tunes. Let's play something. So starts playing me beats. I guess, you know, that whole talk also kind of introed into what we have in common, which is good. I feel like a lot of people don't like talk their art through. They just kind of go, all right, I got this beat. You're going to like it. You're going to like it. I think it's dope. You're going to think it's dope. He was like, I got this beat that you might like, as opposed to play all these. This might be for you. This might not be for you. So, I mean, it was like literally every track, but I think one that he gave me for that project was used on What's in the Bag. One of them didn't get used just because people were late on their part. So it's just me on the album because my other homies who were supposed to be on it didn't really make the cut in time. But that track will come out in general, but just not. It wasn't on What's in the Bag. I mean, it's stuck like that because we were able to just kind of interview each other and know what we are into. I know what he likes things to sound like on his beats. He knows what kind of beats I like. So then we meet in the middle. And if it's bad, it's bad. We'll tell you. If we can change something, then we'll change something. And if we don't like the change, then it's not going to happen. But we're both kind of weird, fuck your ego, musically moody type of people. So we can kind of sit there and listen to each other's talk and banter about how we want something to go and then be like, oh, okay, let's do that then. I can't say I've seen that with a lot of other people. There are other dope people out there, but when you're doing art with someone, you're a team. So in order to make the team work, you need to communicate. So with Aloe, I can communicate, all jokes aside, and get stuff done. So of course, Fight Back is going to be on there and whatever else. Saying that other people don't have beats I don't like. I mean, I just did a track with Dream Tech called Spring on his next project.
Nice.
It's going to be so like it so doesn't sound like me, but I mean, for the sake of hip hop, I'll rhyme in any form that we got to rhyme in and make sure we have a dope track. Period.
I mean, immediately, I'm assuming it's as gutter as you get if you said Dream Tech produced it.
Yeah, it's pretty gutter, and to be sitting in the studio with that guy and he doesn't really have that many critiques, you probably did a good job, because he'll tell you, yo, that shit was fucking horrible.
Oh yeah, for sure. No,
especially for it's for his project. So he's like, here's this beat, murder it. I'll talk to you in a couple days. But
7 odds are chomping at the bit to be brutally honest with everybody in this city. So you gotta be on your game if you're gonna be around those dudes, because they will immediately let you know how whack you just were.
Yeah, it's cleansing. It's good to have them on my side. I'm like I'm not trying to strap the Aloe thing too much, but when they did the whole Out for Blood campaign, I swear, like, even I was like, oh shit, what did I do? What did I do? Did I do anything?
Yeah, am I gonna show up on this? Nah, I love 7 odds. And
there's people calling me like, yo, did I do anything wrong with Dream Tech? I'm like, I don't know, man. Ask him. I don't know. I'm not the ambassador. I'm not even in the crew. You gotta ask him. I think I'm on the chopping block too. And I like hung up on people.
Aloe released a really dope project, instrumental project this summer too, which yeah, people need to make sure they go out and check that out.
Yes, you must play Paletas over and over again. Put that on repeat. Get a portable speaker or sit in your car with minimal air movement that's going up. Drive slow. Actually, like, call over the Paletas guy from the corner and order a guayaba or a tamarindo or like a coco, like whatever, and listen. I'm by Spanish wool now. And listen to Paletas. Like, bro, it's dope, dude. I'd be at work like playing it on my like mini speaker, which we're not supposed to do. But even the boss was like, yo, what is that? And I was like, Paletas, Holmes. Don't you relax?
Think it is.
But like, he was like, that's pretty cool. Just turn it down a little bit so it's like background music. I'm like, it's already down. This is as far down as this is going, man. But yeah, bump Paletas, man. Aloe snapped on that one, Garden Music. If you haven't heard anything from Aloe, then you've been either he's been under a rock or you've been under a rock. But there's only one of them that I think is actually true.
Yeah, no. Aloe's always on the money. Garden Music's always been on the money.
How important is it when you're working with someone like an Aloe, for you to stay true to what you're trying to say? Is it hard to stick with your brand, I guess?
No, because I'm gonna say what I have for my lyrics. I mean, I feel like the kind of MC I am, there's nothing really that's gonna sound too outlandish unless I'm trying to get your attention to set you up for something else dope that's about to happen. So there's rarely any time where Aloe will be like, oh, maybe you should say that. I have seen people in the studio and that happens to, and that's unfortunate for you because now you got to figure out some better words to say for it. I have changed my own things to make it match sonically, but not because it's going to mess up what I have to say. What my message is going to come off. I might change words because I feel like it wasn't like, I don't know. I want people from all walks of the world to hear it. I mean, I've played this album for people like all over the world, and people who understand English really well will understand it, or well enough that if that it's their second language, they'll understand it. Because it's not like, I mean, I don't use much slang in general. I'll use it and then read really well because I talk fast enough, and the way I rap, I can fit it in there. But yeah, I get my point across on it. That's one thing that's gonna happen. If I can't in that song, it's just not coming out right now. And I mean, that's not the producer's fault. That's not my fault. That's just the whole agreement of how the music needs to come out. I mean, yeah, you can do songs that are just goofy as hell and have no meaning, but you can't do that all the time. Like, we're not at recess all the time. Like, you got to treat stuff like school. We're not at recess all the time. You still got to go back to that class you hate to get yourself educated. And so when it comes to like putting my rap together, I still need to get my point across. And the only thing that might change is the beat, because Aloe will be like, I got an idea. But yeah, you can't like, how do I put it? You can't not come correct in the circle of this culture that I'm in. You know, like, we might know these peoples and these entities that do that and get away with it, but if we've already called you out about it and told you about it personally and aired you out in front of our community, then there's no need to even work with you or even worry about you. Just like, don't even address them. And within this circle of hip hop that I'm part of, I can't be part of any project like that. So I refuse. I refuse.
Who would be your dream producer that you would get to work with?
My dream producer. There's a couple cats that I want to.
From Chicago. That being said, from Chicago. From
Chicago, easy. I'd love to do something with Zavala. Zavala's dope. Like, he's I wouldn't say he's slept on. He's just been making moves everywhere else that if you hadn't heard from anything about what he does, or hell, if you haven't even heard of like Dark Time Sunshine, you know, which is fine. They keep low, but like Zavala would be dope. Like, that dude's beats are just butter. Like, I've seen like live shows with him and whoever he's with, and I'm always like, damn, that shit's dope. But I was like, should I hit him up? I've hit him up online a couple times just on some, hey man, keep doing what you're doing, and got a whole like, cool man, thanks. But I was like, I don't want to bust into, hey, can I get some beats? Because that's borderline disrespectful. But yeah, I'd work with Zavala. Not saying there isn't any other dope people here. I mean, we still got the cats from the Opus around here, like Kevin Johnson, always killing it. You know, Audacity just started doing beats. He's like, not sound like he just started doing beats. I mean, there's people. There's Max Yas is doing stuff. You know, there's the homie Release. There's a lot of people. Like, I'd work with all of them in general, and I have been slow on contacting them back because I've been on my own projects. But if it was like dream person, I've always looked up to like Zavala. I'm like, damn, that's pretty cool.
That's dope. Okay.
It's because it's not your usual. Like, not saying the usual hip hop is like boring, but I don't like to hear the norm often, and I'll give you me on the norm sounding stuff. And there's people who have a thought that that's how hip hop should be, and that's fine. Do you, whatever blows your hair back. But I want some like borderline, like, people drop their head back and look up to the right or left and be like, damn, I wasn't expecting that. And the beat is cold. You know, like, it does cool stuff. I need music to do cool stuff, not remind you that we do this too. There's time and a place for that, but not on my shit right now.
That's definitely Zavala, man. Zavala, like, I play him once a month at every art show that I do. Him and Maker, like, those two are my go-tos. Yeah.
Maker's dope. I'm gonna actually, secrets out. I'm gonna send some tracks to Maker for some remixes of What's in the Bag.
Nice.
Like, because he has to be on there. He was outside of Aloe, he was the first person I was like, yo, I don't talk to you often, but I need you to do some remixes, and left it at that. And then was like, all right, we're done. All right, cool. We can move on. Who else?
Who's the one person you would never work with because you can't stand? No, I'm just kidding. We don't.
You asked me a hip hop 101 question.
You
just gave me a hip hop 101 question.
Hot 97.
Because we'll definitely just like throw that at you, like, boom. Who's the worst person in hip hop that you know? And we're like literally sitting there waiting for an answer. We turn the music down. We're all staring at you in the studio, like.
That's crazy.
You know, there's definitely something.
I'm the nice guy that's like, you don't have to answer it. I'm like, you don't have to answer it, but we might judge you.
There's definitely something to be said about rappers picking one producer to work on a project with, and I like seeing that trend can kind of become more popular over the last couple of years, because that's definitely one of the things that we lost in music as a whole over the last probably 10 or 15 years is that project based thing. It's always been about singles and stuff like that. And I was reading a thing a while back where it was just kind of an interesting debate talking about how, as great as Illmatic was, that was kind of also the curse of that, is that people took that as a formula to get a bunch of different people to produce.
That is the formula for people.
Shit. Yep. So it's kind of a interesting thing to think about. But anyway, who's broadcasting from a forest? Because I keep hearing crickets.
I was gonna say,
dude, that's what I said earlier. I was like, either someone's playing a meme or like someone's in a field. Like, which one are you in Woodstock right now?
Like, we got some corny jokes, but it hadn't been that many.
Here.
Dude, I thought at first, literally when I heard it like a while ago, I was like, "What'd I say?"
You guys know what? I've had the headphones on. I didn't know it's actually me.
Oh.
Okay, so look, my window's open in the back, and there's some crickets probably outside my
window. Go back there and clap, dude. Just go back there and clap.
It's not gonna fix anything. We just want to see you go back and clap.
Well, Risky, it might be me also, because I have the window.
Clap back. Clap back.
You got your windows open too, yeah.
Yeah. So watch this mute.
Anyway, is it time for
Sean? No, the muted it. It's time for this or that. Yep, let's do this or that.
Uh-oh.
Let me point out that if you kick into Patreon, we're going to go ahead and keep up with these sound effects. Don't let that frighten you, though.
You're scaring people away before we
we'll give you $10 to stop playing that corny ass music.
If you kick into Patreon, we will hunt down and murder that cricket in Sean's room.
Proceeds.
Actually, we'll send Al Tamper in. We'll send Tamper in with his sword, and we'll record it.
There you go.
That'd be awesome. So let me start off to this or that.
All Sean shit will be busted up and cut in half.
Let me start off with this or that, because so I can get rid of this cricket sound. So because you are like super versed in all the elements, I want you to pick one, either
earth, wind, or fire.
That's right. Graffiti or MCing.
Graffiti or MCing, just as a whole?
Yeah, as a whole. Like you have to do one.
Damn. That's hard.
I know.
Ooh, why you gotta kick me in the balls, bro? Well, I feel like I have to pick MCing because I can do that forever.
Word up.
Yeah, I have to pick MCing because with Graph, I mean, I got to be able to climb stuff, and I expect to be in a wheelchair by 80.
We have high expectations.
Okay.
Dude, the way I fall when I practice breaking, I'm like, I'm surprised I didn't break that. But like, it's gonna be
crazy. Since we were talking a little martial arts and our man Johnny Quest, aka Johnny Portachinko, Snake Eyes or Storm Shadow?
Ooh, Snake Eyes. Yeah, I went there. It would be expected, kind of, but I've always had a love-hate with Snake Eyes, so I think I would probably like studying Snake Eyes even more as if that was a real person. So I'd have to go Snake Eyes.
Fair enough.
Along that same vein, Sub-Zero.
I have to kill him afterwards, though. Sub-Zero Scorpion? Scorpion. Sub-Zero keep bringing out like, what Sub-Zero keeps getting cousins and family members. Scorpion just keeps showing up a different version. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're like, oh, this is Sub-Zero's brother from the other realm, or this is his cousin's little sister's baby mama's drug dealer's pharmacist. Like, there's all kinds of like different Sub-Zeros, but there's one Scorpion. That motherfucker's like, I'm so dead, but I am coming for you. There is no escape.
There's no amount of death keep me from whipping that ass.
Between him and like what's it called, like Yoshimitsu from like Tekken, like
oh yeah,
it just because they both keep coming back as the same person. They're just different like eras of each other. Like it. So I mean, I'd have to go Scorpion. I will never die, and I will keep on my mission.
All right. So
Al Tamper in outer space.
Since we were talking about ninja shit and martial arts, every Wu-Tang martial arts song there is, or Vanilla Ice ninja rap.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I'm gonna have to go Wu-Tang on this one, but I will play ninja rap. I have Ninja Turtles at my mom's crib on VHS. I do play that because I'm like, man, he almost got everyone into martial arts.
Go Ninja, go Ninja, go.
Dude, he almost did it. Like, I don't know how, but kids were out of nowhere popping up in judo classes, and like, my friend Mike Eisenstein, he like out of nowhere was like, Albert, I'm doing weapons courses now. Because I was watching Ninja Turtles. I'm like, dude.
Okay.
So I was like, he almost did it.
Word to your mother.
So mentioning that, the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie or Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, The Secret of the Ooze?
Oh,
yeah, that's what he said. That's what he said.
Ooh. Damn, that's a good one.
I like turtles. Oh my god, I like turtles.
So, The Secret of the Ooze kind of brought in a little bit more comedy than it needed to be, and that kind of moved the franchise into making Ninja Turtles more of something of a comedy. So I'm gonna have to go with the first one.
How'd you feel about the remakes?
You know, I like the remakes actually. Like I was like, huh. People are gonna hate this because they're making these motherfucking kids like out of nowhere feel like if you come from the sewer, you're like they look like dorky project kids, but as turtles. with the voice of like Mark Wahlberg times 4, and like it made me mad because like out of nowhere it was like like Raffi was like this angry British kid, but he was actually from Boston. And then like Donatello was I could go on, man. It just I hated their characters. They tried to make it real, but they made it real like it was the Grassy 2017. And
oh my god! Hold on! I gotta this or that.
Drake came out.
American Ninja or Enter the Ninja?
Oh snap!
Is that Enter the Ninja that won porn?
Oh,
well, so I mean, what? Say it again, American Ninja. Or which one?
Enter the Ninja.
I'm gonna say American Ninja because I like the dudes who produced that movie. That shit was horrible. Like they showed what you can do when you heard something that could be cool, and you found a guy that wasn't Chuck Norris to do that part.
Michael fucking Dudikoff.
Yep, he did all those movies because Chuck Norris wouldn't do them.
Yep. And it's funny because
so they're like better, and he was like, I don't think except for squint more than Richard Gere, but I'm gonna be the American Ninja, and so that's what we are.
Canon, Canon was a company that made those, and
yeah,
but they did all the Enter the Ninjas too. They did all of them. They did all the Chuck Norris movies, Mystery in Action. But yeah, American Ninja. The Enter the Ninja was the Sho Kosugi movies.
Right. He looked a little, though he looked a little, he was looking a little crazy in those ones. They did do that too, but like it was keeping the same actors all. So that's what I dug about it. Like Charles Bronson played himself every damn time.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I mean, he's holding guns wrong. He's just playing himself. Like, that's what I'm supposed to do. So the same thing with like American Ninja. Like, dude was just like, I can't act, but I look really good with shirt on the field.
Check out these.
Like, you ain't Swayze, nigga.
Do you remember Ninja 3, The Domination?
Yes. That was their first try on adding a lot of like special effects that were just like, come on, man.
It was Lucinda Dickey from the Breakin' series, Special K, and she was possessed by a ninja demon.
See, it's one thing to watch something like A Basket Case, but then Risk was like, "Did you check out Basket Case 12?" I watched that for the third time.
You know what? I love the Basket Case series. What do you want from me?
Seriously, pretty cool. Stepdad got me to those. He probably couldn't have at a young age. He did. That's funny.
Oh my god.
Basket Case.
Well, at this point, I think we've taken a long walk off the shore here. I think it's time to wrap it with our. And we lost somewhere along the line. Barb just literally fell off. Like she just dropped out.
She had an internet connection issue as well.
Oh,
what happens when you joke?
Yeah, her and Sean are trading Netscape.
They log in with each other's account, so the other one gets kicked off.
Yeah, right. So let's
beep so they know it.
First of all, thank you for coming on, Al. Appreciate it, and your long history of contributions to Chicago hip hop. Sincerely.
Yeah, man, I do it for us. I do it for y'all. Like, I'm glad to be on here with y'all. It's like, we need to keep doing stuff like this. People are so quick to click up and close the doors on everyone else, but there's still a certain amount of us who are still standing here with an open arm for some hugs.
Carlos, what do we got here?
So then, so every once in a while, I'll do a little something.
Nice.
I don't even care if you don't like this one. I don't even care if you don't like this one. I think it's enjoyable.
I like that I'm in a vest and a tie and a nice shirt too. That's kind of cool.
I think with the tie and the nice shirt and and the cap and the crazy eyes,
I look almost like Chuck West with no glasses.
I think there needs to be a sword on his back.
I was gonna put a sword in the back, hanging on the wall.
No, you gotta put a sword up there. Yes.
Do it. I'm just crazy about my crazy eye. I've come to terms with my left eye in real life, but what the hell is that eye doing? I look like Uncle Ruckus. Don't trust them new niggas.
Okay, for the record, I didn't notice any crazy eyes. And there's a couple times where some folks asked me to do a thing, and then Sean is like, "Ha, you didn't do this one little thing that they had all fucked up." So
I actually look like one of my uncles in this picture. It's kind of weird. I look like a skinny version of one of my uncles. Second off, why am I so skinny, man? Look at my arms. No,
oh, nice. There absolutely has to be a samurai sword. Camper needs a samurai sword back there.
Before we end up, we want to say what's up to Jory 606. He's tuning in, says what's up, Al, what's up, Midway team. Mood Swings just checking in with us. What up, Mood?
Hey, Swings, we love you, bro, man. I love you, dude. You know that? Just know I love you, all right?
Yes, sir. What up to Mr. Who else we got checking in? I don't have to think up anymore. Ecliptic, of course, and then Shadow Master is also checking in. So
101,
here it comes. Here comes the sword.
He'd say, "Here it comes."
You.
It's through my head, though, man.
It's hanging on the wall, son.
Oh, it's on the wall? I got you. You gotta put the hood on
it. That would be funny. He was practicing, and then he stuck it in his head. Actually, onto something.
Moose Swings made a good point, Carlos. You got to try to work. His Chicago flag ring in the piece.
Oh
yes,
yeah, nice.
You got Chicago flag ring in there. Shout out to Pikey Kane. If you need some stuff done, you can hit the guy who does anything. I swear.
That ring is
I promise you.
His hands are in the wrong position for that. However, that's a good suggestion. How about something like, you know?
It's on the last fingers because I need my knuckles to use for punching.
Oh, see how you guys get all.
It's on these hands.
He's like, that's not the right color red for my tie. I would never wear that color red.
I never wear that red. Where's the stripes? I like pinstripes.
Ryan, really
it's gonna be great.
Can you share a screenshot of the page, the shop, the Midway shop, to show them some of the designs before we get out of here?
Sure. Let me.
Cricket, son.
Oh my. Oh my.
So yeah, what do we got?
There we go.
Did you just mute yourself? He just muted himself.
Yeah, he did.
About damn time.
Sean Doe did. It's
going down.
Oh,
Dude, there's gonna be other, like, it's gonna get more rings from that guy. Like, this one's gonna get a little upgrade itself, but like, I never was like thought I was gonna be the dude wearing all these rings and stuff. I don't like gold, but I've always dug silver. Actually, the true story, the whole Chicago ring thing started with, like, well, with me at least, with Moose Swings had one from Pikey, and I was like, man, we all need one of those. Matter of fact, Pikey hits me up like, I think you need one too. I'm like, where do I throw my money? And he made it, and I went and picked it up. And
that's dope. What are those? What are those?
State jacket, but different.
I dented it once because I smacked the shit out of someone, and he like took it and fixed it. It's so true, dude. Like, there's on this one right here, you can see where it was still bent a little bit, and this part was up more. But he was like, dude, you smacked shit out of him, huh? He met me at a Sub T during the he was at the Fairmont show, and just like stepped in front of me, stopped me, put his hand out, didn't say give me the ring. He kind of like made the motion, give me the ring, took it off my hand, and was like, come pick it up in a couple days. And it was fixed. I mean, he keeps it well. I mean, it runs as much as you want to put into it.
Okay, sure.
So like, I'll literally just go with my next ring coming up. He'll be like, what's your budget? And I just hand him a whole lot of dough and go, that's my budget. Top me when you talk to me.
Dope.
Dude, I'm serious. I'm going to get a belt buckle made by this guy. I'm going to get a necklace. It's going to be dope.
Nice. That's dope. That's awesome. It's a great ring, man. I love that pic where you're holding it down and it's in the foreground of the camera, you know.
You know who took that picture?
Who?
Remember Dietrich Ziegler?
I don't.
I know the name. Do I know him personally?
That was around the same time. We've met around. All of us three here have met around the same time.
Okay. At like TV area, that era. Okay.
He took the picture at a Twin Scales event. They do these like pop-up dinners with a lot of good music, a lot of good food, great bartender, and good peoples. What's it like, Jacob and Christian? He took that picture there. He's like, dude, that ring is the shit, and just started taking pictures of it. And then I started sending him to Pikey like, yo, people like the ring. But
nice.
That's dope, dude. No, I love it.
So quick before we get out of here, Risky's request, I will show what we got going on the shirt front. So we just opened the store last week, so haven't still adding to it, but we got some Midway shirts. We got some dope Midway tags that Sean Doe put together. Got a cool CTA pass, a little modified to fit Midway. Got the Eagle, of course. I love the Chicago.
That's a super
record to fit. Yeah, what's up?
Super transfer?
Right, yeah.
The super transfer.
I love the record divider. Cool.
Sure.
So, you know, they're available in a bunch of different styles, men's, women's, got some kids stuff up there, some different colors and stuff like that. So, yeah, everybody can check it out.
Yeah.
midwaydoc.threadless.com.
If you go, and you know what, maybe go and show them really quick, like go to like the men's and show them all the different styles that are available. Because I think that's one of the coolest selling points is you can literally get these shirts in, you know, just about any size and almost any color you want. Like obviously this one is a red, white, or is a red and blue one, so the colors are limited to the light color, but like the white and the black ones you can get just about any color. And then obviously you have, you know, classic t-shirts, you have long sleeve, you have baseball tees, you have
some
hoodies, regular sweatshirts. You can get it in just about any design. Obviously, if you've been to Threadless, you know the deal. And then, of course, in many, you know, many styles. And oh, see, I didn't even know the baseball tees came in those colors. That's super dope.
Yeah,
dude. With Threadless, I used to ride a moped over there and like sit in their little office area and just write down the shirts I wanted on a notepad, and they come back with it. Like that's how long I've been messing with them cats.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah,
like they sit you in front of a Macintosh and be like, "Well, here's a pen and a paper. Pick your shirt, and I'll be back." And they just come back and get it. Like
that's amazing.
Good people.
So yeah, so go ahead, you know, people can go there and check it out. You know, there's a cost associated with these, but any profit that we make off of these goes right back into the film. So that's how we're doing it.
Yeah.
I'm
logging onto it right now.
So yeah, please support, guys, and you know, this is helping us fund this project in the film. Yeah, again, we appreciate any help. And Tamper, once again, thank you for coming on. I see that the ring is now affixed to your fingers, and the sword, the wall mounts are being placed on the sword as we speak. This is amazing.
And I've got Uncle Ruckus eyes.
So
I look like my uncle.
Al, if people are looking to check more up on you, where can they follow you at? Where can they find you at?
You can go to tampertron.com, TAMPERTRON.com, and that links you to everything from my Facebook fan page to everyone I fucks with on there, to a Spotify link if you just feel like bumping me everywhere, to an Apple link if you want to actually use that so you can get points to get other shit and also bump my music. Everything I can think of to make you connect to me is on tampertron.com. So there it is. Tampertron. Shout out to but mostly also, since we're talking about all genres, you know, big up UAC, FTR, TCK, Seven Crew, Puma Crew, Legacy Crew, which was for a short second, but we did that. Shout out to all the cats in TCK worldwide. And big ups to the other production crews that are part of UAC, and we're out of there too. I mean, what up to Diz, who like is always doing dope stuff. What up to Joseph Sakura from J4F, who's an ill-ass character on Power right now. If you've been watching it, you know Tommy's a weirdo, but I feel like we're watching young Joey play himself in a very dangerous way, and it's cool to see that from Chicago people. And he's still a graffiti writer, and he's still a dude who reps his crew on the show, and I'm dead serious. And just a good peoples, man. Like, shout out to all my people. So again, UAC, FTR, 7, TCK, Puma Crew, Legacy.
Got a couple of people checking in a little later in the show. We got Maneuver 13 and DK. What's up, fellas?
Maneuver, DK, what's up, guys?
Those are the dudes. Those are the dudes.
Yeah, Maneuver is he is sure. Obviously, like everyone knows, like we have a lot of household names associated with Midway, the people we've interviewed or whatnot. Maneuver is a kid that if you don't know, you need to know. The same way with Mood Swings, Decay again, Green Llama, all these guys. Not only are they just dope individuals, but they're really phenomenal artists. So make sure you peep Yeah, the whole Chicago scene.
Agreed. Risky, where can people find you at?
Is that like a throw up sound? Where did that come from? Like, I am at. Now there we go. There's the sword. I am at DJ Risky Biz 1970 on Instagram. The Twitter handle is down on my lower thirds, and you can find me on Facebook. Chad Sorensen, Risky Biz.
Cool. Sean Doe.
You can find me on Facebook at Rasan Sean Doe Hawkins. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at DJ Sean Doe.
Yes, sir. And our illustrator, our team illustrator, Carlos Gomez.
Illustrator. Just kidding. Yo, I'm going to keep it simple. CoconutJustice.com, and you'll get all the links right there. Coconut Justice absolutely everywhere.
And also be sure to check out Carlos's podcast, Sketch Zone, Thursday nights, 11 p.m. 11 p.m. Chicago time. Carlos, do we have a guest this week?
Not yet.
But you should still check it out. Anyway.
Those damn crickets.
Good show.
No
crickets on.
Crickets in the show.
You can find me on Instagram and on Twitter at 278 Media. That's the numbers 278 and Media. And of course, Midway. Check us out on Twitter and Instagram, Midway Doc, youtube.com/Midway Documentary Shy. And go to midwaydocumentary.com and you get links to all that stuff right from there. And don't forget, tomorrow we're going to be giving all the details about our Patreon launch to try to raise some funds to help keep the project moving. So please share all that stuff. And
also, really quick, I just wanted to post something for people that would be interested. Mood Swings is putting together an event, and it is September 1st, 2017, remembering Mike One. It is a benefit for, and all the funds are going to a benefit for children's music education programs. This is located out in the burbs in Lombard, Illinois, at the Brower House. It is North Avenue
Brower House
and Rowling Road. It's going to be hosted by Dirty MF, and the performances from Mood Swings himself with DJ Han Solo. Han Solo is, as I tell people, is your favorite DJ's favorite DJ. That dude is so ill. You got Nightwalker, Paz Lyrics, Massasaria, Pugs Adams, Griffin, Encyclopedia Brown, Sarcastic. So everybody on this show are people that were very close to Mike as well. Support a good cause and remember our very good friend, Mike Malinowski, Mike One.
For sure. Thanks for mentioning that. I wanted to mention that, but I actually did not see all the details yet, so I didn't want to start saying stuff that I didn't know about. So
Mood just shared it with me, and I'm going to share it as tomorrow. I'm going to repost some stuff. I would be there myself. Unfortunately, I am already booked DJing that night, so I cannot make it.
All right. Well, until our next show, and I will say peace out to Barb, as unfortunately she was dropped out before the show ended. But
56K.
Oh, wow.
Al, man. Al, thanks again, man, for hopping on with us. Just kind of a last minute thing. So appreciate you taking the time. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's all we got, guys. So till the next show, man. Thanks a lot. Talk to you later.
All right, guys, take it easy. Go pick up a shirt.
Got this.